Let me have the parties identified.
Gary Mitchell with the Lubbock County District Attorney's Office, appearing on behalf of the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services, the department appearing by and through St. Francis Ministries caseworker Destiny Swartz and Supervisor Todd Cogdill. We're present and ready to proceed.
Matt Morrow, attorney for the respondent mother, present ready, Your Honor.
Katie Mason, attorney and guardian ad litem for the child, present ready.
All right, Mr. Mitchell, what is the status of service on Ms. Hooper?
Your Honor, I went through the file that was transferred here from Denton County, and I don't see that service has been obtained. I saw that she had appeared, but I think we need to get service out.
Okay. All right, tell me about Clover. Where is Clover placed?
Clover is placed in her siblings' grandmother's home. It's not Clover's grandmother, but she's placed there with her 4 siblings. I was able to see her yesterday, and she's just cute as can be. She's so little, but she is overall doing well. She's holding her head up on her own at 2 months old. She does have some issues with holding her head to one side, but has been referred to ECI for that. She loves to eat. I was seeing her yesterday, and she was loving to eat. Overall, she's a happy, easy, consolable baby. She's gained 4 pounds since being with Carlette. Overall, medically healthy, no concerns.
Okay, do we have an approved home study on this kinship?
Yes, Your Honor, we just approved that home study yesterday.
All right, Mr. Morrow, that is the placement that your client is your client in agreement with that placement?
Yes, Your Honor, that's the one Ms. Hooper requested.
Okay. All right, Ms. Mason, any concerns with Clover?
I don't have any concerns. I know actually Ms. Hunter placement is here, but she's doing extremely well. Miss Hunter brought her to my office last week or the week before so I could see her, and she has just a full head of hair. She's so cute. She was eating well. I think the only thing that the placement was requesting was some clothing that she needed and then some diapers. And I did let Ms. Swartz know maybe that's already been taken care of, but if not, I would just ask the department to help out with that.
Yes, we got that requested, and then she also requested some bottles and a bottle warmer, and I sent that in to be requested.
Okay. Does the placement live here in Lubbock?
Yes, Your Honor.
Where does mom live?
Here in Lubbock as well.
Okay, have we set up some in-person visitation for mom?
I actually was able to speak with Ms. Hunter yesterday, and she is okay with supervising the visits if that's okay with the court. We were trying to see if she was going to be okay with that before we set up us having to transport Miss Clover to visits and then set up transportation for mom as well.
Okay, I'm fine with that as long as all the parties comply with any safety plans that might be in place. So that would be good. Okay, Ms. Hooper, do you have any concerns regarding Clover? Mr. Morrow, any concerns on behalf of your client?
No, Judge, nothing I'm aware of. I spoke with her just this morning, and we discussed any type of concerns. She was going to be asking for supervised visits with Ms. Hunter, and so we are on board with that. That's all we have in regards to the child that we want to add.
Okay. This case is new to me, so Ms. Swartz, tell me what the concerns are that we're trying to address.
So Ms. Hooper and Ms. Clover did test positive at birth for cocaine, and I believe it was benzos as well. Ms. Hooper has completed her inpatient and is working on completing outpatient as well.
Great. Okay. Other than that, what are we asking Ms. Hooper to do in this case? What is on her plan of service?
Her plan of service includes maintain a safe and stable housing, maintain a stable and legal source of income, and provide verification to myself, participate in individual counseling and follow all recommendations, participate in complete inpatient and outpatient program and follow all recommendations, complete a psychological evaluation and follow all those recommendations, and submit to random drug testing and complete an OSAR assessment if positive.
Mr. Morrow, any issue with that plan of service?
No, Judge, but I would like to add, I did talk with my client about that proposed plan this morning as well. And one concern we had that hopefully the department can facilitate, because we're very dedicated to our sobriety, but making arrangements to help her with her job. She is working, and I know that there's some outpatient things that they're wanting her to do as well. And if the department could help us get to and from that without one hurting the other, I think that would help make this mother successful in her plan of service.
I agree. Let's see if we can set up transportation for outpatient services and certainly work around mom's work hours if possible. If not, figure out maybe a substance abuse class, anything that we can substitute in there.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. Do we have any other knowledge or any further knowledge regarding the identity of a father?
I have spoken with Ms. Hooper, and we don't have any more identifying information to identify this unknown father.
Mr. Mitchell, if you will get an affidavit of status sent to Mr. Morrow so that you can get that signed by Ms. Hooper. Ms. Hooper, if you think of anybody who could be the father of this baby, I need to let Mr. Morrow know as soon as possible. I certainly don't want the delay of a final hearing in this case because we come up with the dad's name right at the last minute. I'm not going to allow that. So I'm going to have you sign some paperwork where you swear that you don't know who it is. Understand? Okay. Is there anything, Ms. Hooper, do you have any Indian heritage in your background?
No, ma'am.
Where do you work?
I started at Stella's restaurant today.
Where are you going to inpatient?
I went to inpatient at Grace Manor and I stayed there for 30 days.
All right. Did you do any parenting or anything like that while you were there?
Yes, ma'am. I have the certificates. I have 12 hours of parenting, anger management, parenting, anger management, drug classes, all that stuff. I have the paperwork I can give to my lawyer.
Great. Okay, I think that's a really good start to your case, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to set this for a permanency hearing July the 9th at 2. All right, anything else we need to take up?
Not from the department, Your Honor.
Okay, very good. Thank y'all. We'll be adjourned.
Your Honor,
Yes, sir.
did we need to go over our service plan for unknown father?
I will approve the service plan that you have on file for unknown father.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, we'll be adjourned. Thank y'all.
May I have your attention, please? May I have your attention, please? There is a fire emergency reported in the building. While this is being verified, please leave the building by the nearest exit or exit stairway. Do not use the elevator.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Hello.
Okay, are we ready? The department versus Rhiannon Loera and Anthony Baxter. Let me have the parties identified.
Gary Mitchell with the Lubbock County District Attorney's Office, appearing on behalf of the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services. They appear today by and through caseworker Samantha Otto and Supervisor Sarah Bustamante. Were present and ready to proceed.
Wait just a second. I think Ms. Loera is trying to connect to the audio. Okay, there we go. Tell me how Ms. Loera is doing in services this month.
Okay, she is still engaged with her individual counseling with Holly. They've met, I believe, 4 times altogether. They are discussing her distorted thinking and working on finding alternative coping skills to antidepressant medications. Doing really good as far as her engagement there. As far as her drug screens go, she screened for us on the 7th and then on the 22nd. Both of those screens were negative. The 22nd was just recent, so it wasn't on the report, but I did want to add that in today. Again, she's denying any current substance use, that she's using those coping skills. She was able to complete an OSAR assessment, so she was referred to continue the substance abuse group that she's already in with Richard Gatlin. Richard reports that she has not missed any sessions, that she is attending regularly as well. She did complete her psychological. We get those results back. It was recommended that she continue her individual counseling, possibly do a psychiatric evaluation to determine if medication can further address that mood-related symptoms, continue with her random drug screens throughout her case, and couples therapy with her and Anthony Baxter. if they remain together in a relationship. And I believe we're working on most of those as well. She again completed an assessment with Star Care. It was recommended that she start antidepressant medication, but she was wanting to find an alternative to medication. So she is addressing that with Holly Waddell in counseling. And then Star Care was going to have a couple of their doctors talk and see if they could find a plan for her with a case manager as well. And she's got a follow-up appointment March 28th, so this Thursday, for her to discuss that as well. She was able to see her primary care physician on March 14th, and she has been put back on medication for her thyroid. So that's going well. She continues to be engaged with Chelsea Branch. She has been able to discuss some new techniques from those sessions with Chelsea. And that's what I've got for Miss Rhiannon at this time.
Okay, we'll get to Miss Branch here in just a minute. Tell me about Mr. Baxter's progress with the Department of Services.
Mr. Baxter has not started the individual counseling services. Again, we were trying to get a more concrete schedule for TFF and some of the other services he was doing. However, we will be prioritizing that before our next hearing to get him started in counseling with Richard Gatlin. He has also completed drug screens on the 7th, and then he did complete one yesterday. I haven't received that screen back just yet, but I don't have any concerns at this time. He's not reported any relapse. He is still attending AA and NA daily. He has completed his 12 steps, and he is now a sponsor for a sponsee that he works with weekly. He continues to reside in the Oxford Sober Living Home. He is, again, in Richard Gatlin's drug education program, has not missed any of those sessions, has been a little bit more interactive in that as well. We've been able to talk about what he's learned and just some differences there as well. And then as far as TFF, he has also been working with Chelsea, and I believe he's done 2 where it's just been him and Chelsea to, again, work around those schedules.
Okay, safety plan in the case,
We do still have a safety plan in place. When I spoke with Holly, she wanted to speak with or continue to work with Rhiannon just a little bit longer because there was in that psychological with her, there were some notes of suicidal ideations, and Holly wanted to go over that and just have a better feel before she gave her therapeutic recommendation. And so I believe Rhiannon has spoke with Holly about that, and we're going to wait till Thursday to also talk with her Star Care case manager to lift that supervision between Rhiannon and Eliza. But we have been able to create some flexibility, such as she doesn't need the supervision if she's picking up Eliza from daycare and bringing her to the office for those parent-child visits.
Okay, Ms. Branch, tell me about their progress in the TFF portion of the case.
Yes, so they're both doing really well with me. I've begun meeting with them one-on-one at least once a week, and then in addition to meeting with them both, their area of family functioning was general functioning and communication. So we're about to be in phase 2 after today, which is restructuring, and we'll really start working more on the communication part. And I've been working with Rhiannon on self-esteem interventions, and they've been going really well.
Okay, so it sounds like from both of you ladies that the parents are fully participating in all of the parts of the program. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Luera, and is that Mr. Baxter with you? Okay, can y'all unmute yourselves for me? Takes a minute, I understand. There we go. Tell me what y'all are learning in all of these classes and services that you're participating in. I can't hear you. Mr. Shaw, any concerns about Eliza?
Not at this time, Your Honor.
Okay. That's okay. Ms. Luera, Mr. Baxter, I'll ask you next time, but it sounds like you're both making good progress in the case. You're smiling. That's always a good sign at these hearings. Your workers are smiling. That's an even better sign. So good job so far. We'll talk to you next month about the services that you're participating in. I'm very proud for your progress so far. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
All Right, your next review hearing will be April the 23rd at 2. Let me have the parties identified.
Gary Mitchell with the Lubbock County District Attorney's Office appearing on behalf of the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services. The department appears today with caseworker Megan Millen and FBSS Supervisor Alejandro Mosqueda. We're present and ready to proceed.
Katie Mason, attorney for respondent mother Alicia McLendon. I saw her here a second ago, but we are present and ready to proceed.
Janet Clift Williams, I'm the attorney ad litem for the children.
Okay, do I have Alicia McLendon present?
Yes,
She's
Your Honor.
She's on the iPhone.
Okay. All right, very good. Tell me, this is our first compliance review hearing after the motion to participate was entered in February. So tell me how Ms. McLendon is doing so far.
So we got off to a good start at the beginning of March. She got engaged in pretty much every service. She set up for Parenting Cottage to come to her home and work with her there. She did her OSAR assessment and she was just referred back to her family plan for this case. So there was no further recommendations. She completed her psychological assessment and they referred her to about the same things that were given her in this case. She was supposed to start the substance abuse group with Richard Gatlin, but she couldn't attend because her kiddos had RSV. So she was tending to them, but she's working with him to get that rescheduled. She had a negative UA at the end of February, the day of our last hearing. Her hair strand was positive for low levels of marijuana that day. She's since done another UA, and that one was positive for marijuana on the 21st of this month. It's been a lot of back and forth from Alicia on whether or not she wants to keep the children, and her decision has changed about every other day on if she wants to keep one child or both children or none of the children. But right now her decision is to work to get both of the kiddos in like her care, unsupervised, all those things. So I know she was working with TFF. She had Hannah Boyce at first, and then they got reassigned to James. So she wasn't really working with James because she felt uncomfortable with the male. So we're getting her case reassigned to Hannah. So she should be getting back on track with that soon. That's pretty much it.
Did she start any of the TFF or?
She was working with Hannah a little bit, and then I think she got reassigned earlier this month. So she hasn't met with anybody since the 10th.
I start with her. She comes at 1:45 Thursday.
Okay.
All right, Ms. Mason, anything on behalf of Ms. McLendon?
No, Your Honor, I do think that some of the concerns that Megan has brought up will hopefully be addressed once she actually starts participating with Mr. Gatlin and then in addition with some therapy as well.
Ms. Cliff Williams, any concerns regarding the children?
No, Your Honor, they're both doing very, very well. Carolyn is very tall for her age, but she's doing well. She has two cousins that she lives with, enjoys playing with them and also playing with her baby sister, although Summer doesn't really appreciate it sometimes. So they're both doing very, very well in their placement, Your Honor. No concerns.
Very good. Ms. McLendon?
Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am, but I do have the substance class to do tonight at 5:00, and I am trying to start, but I know I have to be supervised and everything, but it's kind of hard to just not be in your own home and everything, but I know how it goes, but I am trying. I know I messed up previous hitting the pin, but I was so stressed out. I didn't know what else to do. It's just so much going on in me, and I am taking my depression pills and everything. So
Okay. Well, I think these classes will help you if you just participate like they ask you to. I think there's some great things you can learn, and hopefully next month you can tell me more about what you're learning.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do we have any concerns regarding safety plan violations or anything like that, Ms. Millen?
No, they've been following the safety plan. Alicia has gone in and out of the home a little bit because she was wanting to go back to her apartment, but she's decided to go back to living with Cravana and Edward. So they've been following the safety plan. It's just been a little bit about what we're doing. But yes, no concerns of breaking the safety plan at all.
Great. Okay, anything else on the McLendon case?
Not from the department, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
Okay, the next review hearing will be April the 23rd at 2.
Okay.
Thank you. Good luck to you, Miss McLendon. Actually,
Thank you.
let's come back to this one. It looks like Mom is all over the place and not connected to audio. We'll come back and do that one in just a second. Have the parties identified?
Gary Mitchell with the Lubbock County District Attorney's Office, appearing on behalf of the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services. The department appears by and through St. Francis Ministries. Caseworker Judy Webster and Supervisor Todd Cogdill present and ready to proceed.
Jim Shaw, attorney at law. And I believe placement is also.
What's the placement's name?
Peters, I believe.
Peters. Okay. All right. And then it looks like we have somebody named Savannah here.
That would be Mom.
I'm the mom.
Okay. All right, very good. Tell me how Ms. Gonzalez is doing in services.
Yes, Miss Gonzalez, I have not been in touch with her in almost 2 months. She just reached out with a new number with me last week. She has not begun any services as of yet. She did drug test for the department on January 4th. She was positive in both her UA and her hair test for methamphetamines and marijuana. Since then, she has not did any other services. She has made a total, I believe, of 3 visits with her daughter. The last visit was in January. She has not seen her since then. We have not been able to reach her since then. We have made our attempts. We have been to Littlefield. We have did welfare checks on the address we have on file for her. We were told that she has a no trespassing against her at that address. The officer actually did give us another address that they said she is known to be at. We attempted to be there. We did an unannounced there, but no one answered the door. I have sent telephone calls. I have contacted her sister, who has said she has also not seen her. So this is the first time I've heard from Miss Gonzalez since January.
Okay, Ms. Gonzalez, do you have anything to add?
No, not really.
Okay, I'm going to reappoint Alicia Walker to represent you in this matter. Does anybody have Alicia Walker's phone number?
I do not have her phone number, but I do have her email address that I can send to Miss Savannah.
Okay, why don't you send that to her? Does anybody have Miss Walker's phone number?
Yes, Judge, I do.
Okay, Jamie, can you, Miss Gonzalez, do you have something to write with?
No, I don't. I can type it real quick. Hold on, my bad.
All right, Alicia Walker.
Hold on.
She's an attorney. She represented you at the beginning of the case, and I'm going to appoint her to continue representing you. Okay. The first thing you need to do is call her and then call your worker and set up services. Okay. All right. Are you ready to take down her phone number? Okay, go ahead, Jamie.
Okay.
Miss Webster, when was Mom released from jail?
That would have been back in December. Police in Littlefield did also state that she was homeless. They did arrest a boyfriend of hers for domestic violence against Savannah. It was about 2 weeks ago, I believe. So right now, you know, she does not have a place to stay. So that's why we're trying to reach out to her to see what kind of help we can give her.
Okay, Miss Gonzalez, who is the father of Audrey?
I don't know.
You have any idea?
No.
What's this boyfriend's name?
I don't. Well, the one that's in jail. I'm not with him right now. He's Caleb Sanchez.
What did you say his name was?
Caleb Sanchez.
Any way that he could be the dad?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna appoint Alicia Walker to both the mom and the unknown father served by publication. All right, tell me about Audrey. Where is Audrey placed?
Yes, ma'am. She is placed in a foster home in Seminole. She was recently moved there because it's more of a permanent placement if needed. She's doing very well. She has attached to them. She's been there for almost a month. She has older siblings or foster siblings in the home that she plays with. She's 6 months. She's learning how to roll over. She's starting to, go in circles. She has come a long way since NICU, since her birth. She has no major medical issues. I know she has seasonal allergies, but nothing major. Miss Peters is also on here. She is the placement right now for Audrey, but she's in a loving home and she is thriving at 6 months.
Can I see the baby on the video thing or no?
Yes, it looks like she's holding her in her lap. She's in her Peter's box. Okay, Miss Gonzalez, do you have any placement options? Do you have any relatives or friends, anybody that you can give us that might be a placement option for your baby?
No, I don't. I don't know.
Okay, it looks like we did a home study on an uncle, but that was denied.
Yeah.
Anybody else that you can think of in your family or any friends might be a good option as far as placement?
No.
Okay, Mr. Shaw, any concerns regarding Audrey?
No, Your Honor.
No, hold on. My bad. Okay.
All right. Anything else on Audrey?
Not from the department, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm going to set your next permanency and final hearing July the 18th at 9. Like I said, Ms. Gonzalez, you need to call Ms. Walker as soon as you can and make an appointment with her, and then call Ms. Webster and make an appointment with her and get started in your services, okay?
All right.
Okay, final hearing July the 18th at 9. Thank y'all.
Thank you.